Hello, Gravy Timothy, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, where once again we are doing a bit of Focus to Z. You know, I'm sure if you focus hard enough, Timmy, you might accidentally hit that subscribe and like button down there somewhere. But hey, Focus to Z, so it's where we look at focuses no one really does in Hoi 4 because they suck. And just saying the words focus and suck, and then zoom in on where we are today, you know it's gonna be a bit of a fun one. There's not gonna be a single bit of fun at all. If you're a long-term Gravy Timothy, you already know what I think of the Greek focus tree. It's not great. One thing it does have going for it though is it doesn't give you a headache when you look at it. Unlike the Turkish focus tree that... Oh, my head. What do all these paths mean? Where are we going? Yeah, just the fact I have to, like, narrow down what's the worst part of the Turkish focus tree. Alone, just thinking about it is giving me a migraine. But thankfully, that is a problem for another day, as we're on the letter G for day for Greece, where I already know which the worst part of the focus is. Maybe I'm actually not too sure. You see, all of it is kind of stinky, but we've already done the monarchist path 500 times. We've shown off a couple, maybe one other. I don't like playing Greece is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Big trend on the channel. I always think the commie sides are always pretty weak in a lot of the focus trees, so I'm not gonna do that. As much as I think this one is kind of bad, we need to go a bit deeper, and I think to go deeper we need to go historical. So yeah, I really want to do something different, and both sides over here look pretty interesting in their terribleness, especially considering they both kind of have the same things overall. It's just whether or not you join the Axis or the Allies. With the King's Gunman though, starting off, we do get the option of fighting ourselves over here. This will lead to a civil war, or we can go ahead and just do metaxism, which doesn't look like, well, it looks the easy mode, so we're going to do that. Actually, you know what, screw it. If we're gonna go this the worst way possible, I'm gonna go ahead and go straight to the civil war. Okay, focus completed, and the king has dissolved the parliament, and at the bottom there we've got the very ominous warning of a civil war is likely imminent. Hey, but look at that, I do get a political advisor cost reduction, and minus 10% stability. And there he be. Okay, 34 days to prepare. We have nothing to prepare. Oh, good news, everybody. Everything's terrible. Okay, so we'll just send one unit over here for now to try and hold the south, and then we'll try to get this done as quickly as we can. Okay, so we've recovered the north. I did have to sit around and wait to build a port because there was just no supply at all, and now we got to push down here somehow. I'm gonna throw one of my mountaineers over here because I think they've got nothing on that port, and they are attacking me, so maybe we can just make this a lot easier on ourselves. Oh, yep, they definitely had nothing there. Okay, hopefully, yep, there you go. That wasn't too bad, and it didn't really set us far back anywhere, really, because we're already at the bottom here. Okay, next up, we're rushing down to bedrock of Balkan financial security, as this will give us a whole bunch of off-map factories just for having positive relations with everyone over here, including the Czechs and Austrians, which I've already been boosting up for. Yeah, so currently we have 6 civilians. We'll see where we get up to after this. There you go, we went from like 16 up there to 28 overall, and we're now building with an extra 6. And the best thing is you don't have to keep the relations high. As soon as you've done that, you can just forget about it and go do whatever you need to do. Like pay off our debts to the British. We're also going to whack ourselves up to partial mode, and then also get this defense guy, because he's the cheapest, and we should be in a pretty good position already. And we really need to be in a good position because the Italians will be coming. I think the smart thing we can do now is buy up a few guns from the marketplace and then rush down to get the securing the Bulgarian menace, which is actually a focus in the historical route the AI does take, but it never actually goes to this focus, so it's always just left sitting there. But yeah, I think having the Bulgarians as a puppet that we can actually pretty much knock off a whole bunch of our front line we don't have to defend will be a lot better for us in the long run. I feel like a lot of people don't make the most of the marketplace, especially if you're a smaller nation. It does come in major handy if you can't sit around waiting just to build factories. It's cheaper to buy them, especially if you need a big influx of guns for a mysterious operation you're planning. Hopefully the Bulgarians can't see this giant arrow pointing into their country. Again, the army ain't looking great, but it's gonna do the job that we need. The Bulgarians should be extra weak, so just having more units in them is the win here, because we just walk around them. Okay, now as tempting as it may be to actually hold on to this land, I am just gonna puppet them, and to make things easier, I will take their factories and their resources, and if they had a boat, I'd take that too. There we go. So we got our mighty Bulgarian puppet over here, and that means now all we need to do is hold over here, and obviously all our ports, which considering I had to build 2 more, got a lot of ports to hold. Yeah. Okay, in all fairness, when I had done that focus, I didn't realize our opinions of each other were in the negative. I have boosted them up, though, so maybe they will still give me Cyprus. I mean, that's probably terrible for me, because that's just one more thing I'm going to have to hold. But I guess we'll just join the Allies anyway later. It doesn't particularly matter if we join them now. I just realized I don't even start with the damn train. Okay, so for them to give me Cyprus, they want me to join the Allies, which, you know, considering I was willing to do that for free anyway, I feel like I've got the better part of the deal here. Okay, now I am hoping that I can hold here. We are going to have the entirety of the Axis bar Bulgaria, because they mysteriously changed sides against us on the front line here. Now, the most important thing for our defense will be both the anti-air that I'm building and the land forts, which I'm just going to go to level 5, because if we go any higher than that, we're going to start neglecting other stuff that we need on top. I might build it up to 6 in a bit, but the AA really needs to get done. We can also make the most of the Bulgarian units by having them as our port garrison, and I can also build them a few more units, which I will do in a moment, which will hopefully make this a bit easier for me, so I can have my actual troops up here. Okay, shout out to this random Bulgarian unit that just has 1 mountaineer in it randomly. Perfect. Okay, so they're all kicking off. We're not going to join just yet. We're going to wait for the Italians to come in on us, which won't be too far away, because I still want to open up the country and see if we go. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. We can't even do this, but we want to just bide as much time as we can. Now, I am the annoying sender of event that you always click by accident. I lose stability when they say no. Oh, God. Okay, I'd go to Paris to negotiate some investment talks too, but I don't think they're, I don't think there's going to be anyone home. You know what? We'll do it anyway. Yeah, okay. It would have been funny if they said yes, but I can understand why they said no. Just remember, every time you say no to a Greek child's investment request, he actually slowly dies from the stability hit. I always forget, as Greece, you actually get these decisions down here where occasionally I think there's like 2 things you can do, where you can actually recommission some old boats, so you can get a couple battleships there, and you can also rebuild the Salami. I don't know who Salami is, but we can't actually do that one. Oh, it's the German battle cruiser, but we can't do that one because we're going to be at war with the Germans anyway. We can get these 2 American ones, though, the Mississippi's class, and it's not like they're going to be too useful, but might as well build them and spend the little manpower I have. Yeah, also for my doctrine, I'm only going to go so far into it because I do want to change when we go on the offensive here, so I'm going to save up as much XP as we can, and then probably go superior firepower and mountaineers. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but after you do the little resource focus for Greece, which is over here, you do actually get quite a lot of good stuff, so it is very good for you to actually build up the infrastructure and also do your resource deck, which I'm getting to it. Wondering why my ship stopped building, and it's because apparently it's more important of us to rebuild these Polish destroyers in my damn land. Guys, I've got other things to do here. Okay, maybe Stalin will be more likely to take some investment right now, because well, he ain't really dealing with the Allies are dealing with, especially considering France no longer exists. Okay, I think that means the Italians are finally coming in on us, and we're in a pretty good position. I did get these forts up to level 6, and we have all the AA in the world. I also built a few airports, so hopefully the Allies actually use them, because I don't have a lot of planes. You know, I think we might be in for a bit of an easy one here. Should we actually try and push? The Italians ain't looking too healthy. Okay, so the Soviets said no to investing, but when they say no, I get stability back for some reason. Okay, you know, I really wasn't expecting for this to go like this, but considering that Germany just declared war on the Yugos, this is just going to be a very quick expedition, I think. There we go. And after this, we're just going to retreat back to our fort line. Okay, now here comes the real test. If we can hold, we should be okay, so that when the Germans do go in on the Soviets, we might be able to actually do a early push, but we'll see. At the moment, I need to get my manpower back, so we're just gonna do service bar requirements. Yeah, they are also just bombing us into the ground, but the AA is doing a lot of work here and taking a lot of that cast, which is helping quite a bit, I hope. It's still not looking too great, though. I think we may have to pull back further, potentially, but we shall see. Okay, things are going really well, but we are getting de-orged just from the endless charge of the Axis right now. And our casualties are super damn low. 25k, we've inflicted 200k on the Italians, and 550k on the Germans, more than anyone else so far. But we desperately need some more troops out so we can get our org back. So I am training a few. I got 3 ready just in case I need to move any in where I need them. But this is looking pretty good so far. I'm also using all this XP we're getting to make sure our mountaineers are all ready, and then also just shaving up enough that we can go straight into Superior when we can. But at the moment, I don't think we'll be pushing anywhere. I mean, it would be nice if the Allies took all these troops that are just pointlessly standing in Bulgaria currently and move them down here, but at the same time, the Germans and the Axis would probably stop attacking me if they did, and I really want to milk them for all the casualties we can. Okay, so the Germans just went in, and that's good. You know what, Stalin, what you need right now is a bit of an investment, right? Surely that's... Someone's going to give me a yes, finally. Actually, how on earth has they not managed to push down here? It's just because I think the AI is confused that they have no supplies. So if I build a port there for them, maybe they'll finish off North Africa. Oh, the Axis are stopping attacking me now completely. And I imagine that's because they are going all in on the east with whatever they have left. Considering I left them off with almost 1 million casualties, it ain't going to be looking too good. There you go, built them a port, and they figured out that they can simply walk into the Italian territory that has nobody there. Okay, since they've stopped attacking us, and as you can see, the Italians have already got all their organ equipment back on most of these units, it does mean that I am now just going to go ahead and start working on making our offensive capabilities. And of course, by offensive capabilities, I mean we're just going to go with some mountaineers. Investments in the Soviet Union. Okay. Was that good? Honestly, we are sitting on a absolute gold mine of aluminums right now, so I might as well just pivot into planes. Bad news for that is that it's going to take a while to pivot. Oh, there you go. My investment came back. Thanks for the one off-map military factory, although I feel like you could use it more than I could right now. Yeah, I just realized how dumb this focus tree is, because you can't even do the bottoms of your focus line down here for the armed forces unless you bring back Byzantium. Yep. There was only one path they knew people would do in this damn thing. Oh, yeah. Even though I inflicted like 1 million casualties with the Germans, that did not slow them down one bit. Oh, damn. You never really see that, do you? They actually just capitulated the Soviets. There goes my investment. Will this change anything for me? Realistically, no, unless I get a sea lion off. If anything, they might come back to grinding us down here, which I kind of hope they do. But you could have done that a little bit quicker, could you? I asked for control of the state and they actually gave it to me. That's kind of funny. I'm going to go ahead and send my mountaineers and a bit of my infantry over just to go help and hopefully get a capitulation on the Italians. And because I've got the land, it should flip to me and I'll get myself a free puppet. Really surprised the Germans ain't come down here to slap us about a bit, but the Italians put up no fight at all. In fact, they're still just standing the majority of their army just over here. There we go. We actually got the capitulation at the same time the event fired, and I will go ahead and just give them all the territory back if it even... Well, I don't even think that worked. Did we not get the puppet? I guess not. That's kind of funny. Even funnier is that they're now just trapped in Albania because Yugoslavia got freed. Oh, we kicked them out of Albania and they bravely left Italy. I was kind of hoping I'd get the puppet, but clearly that's not going to happen. Okay, now I should either hold in Yugoslavia or go back to Italy. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just hold up here, as that's probably going to be my best chances right now. I think the Allies will be able to hold Italy. I think. Honestly, one of the best things you can do if you're not able to push, you want to help out and try and push the AI in a direction, just build airports everywhere. That'll get the airplanes in the sky, and the AI has a lot of planes. Thankfully, the AI is too stupid to actually build air bases, which is good for us, though, as that means we don't have to deal with the actors having tons of planes in the sky as well. Alright, we're going for a push in trying to liberate France, while the AI does actually make a bit of a move down here in Yugoslavia. We got to the part of the video where Germany has lost the plot so badly, they're doing artillery only. Fight for the liberation of France is pretty damn painful. I'm running out of manpower. We do have the air pretty much completely clear, which is how I am pushing, but it is still costing a lot of manpower, and I am I'm getting close. Well, good news is, looks like Japan's been dealt with, and bad news is, it looks like my allies completely abandoned Italy for some reason. So yeah, we're just gonna hope that they go back there. I'm just gonna make a full push now for France. We push them out of France. Now I've got to go re-liberate Italy. Well, shout out to Turkey. So Romania just capitulated to me, and okay. Sure. Okay, we are making our breakthrough into Germany currently, and I just realized we actually have 33% of the participation right now, and I thought my casualties would be a lot higher, but no, 340k is acceptable. I mean, we are constantly teetering on having no population when we get back, though. Although I have yet to actually have to go to scraping the barrel, and it's looking like we probably won't have to. One thing that's super annoying, and I don't think Paradox even thought about with you actually going the left side instead of the historical side over here, is that you can't actually boost non-aligned if you get the king this way. It's just, you're just constantly stuck. The only way you can get it up is obviously by doing the anti-democratic raids, but as you can see, that just tanks your stability. Oh, second capitulation of Japan, the state of Japan. Wait, we were all the democratic Japan? I don't know what's going on over there, but I don't think I want to know. Oh, what's actually crazy here is that my casualties on the Germans are actually 3 million. 3 million. I just realized as well, because they actually capitulated, the Soviets were in for one hell of a disgusting peace conference in a second. Okay, now things are about to get very interesting. You know, I guess I will take Italy. I already have compliance growing there, and you know, I did win it twice, actually. Oh yeah, well, that, you know, this does actually kind of make sense considering what I just did at the peace conference. And so, you know, I did some logical things like take all of Italy and Libya and Tunisia, Syria, and then pretty much the entirety of the Soviet Union. Yeah, we didn't quite get all of it, but, you know, the parts we didn't lose aren't that important, like the Chukotka Republic. I guess while we're at it, we'll also just finally annex Bulgaria, who I'm sure most of you have probably forgot I even puppeted in the first place. I did try and also get Romania, so my land would technically be linked up, but the Allies just, as you can tell, they didn't want that happening. But, you know, considering where we started and where we ended up, I gotta say our nation is looking pretty damn good, and if for whatever reason you wanted to keep going, you could get your compliance up and definitely just roll over the Allies. At this point, it's not exactly difficult unless you're planning on dying really soon, because it will take a bit of time. Hey, but good news is I did have a lot of fun, but it wasn't really from the focus tree or the path we went. In fact, that kind of ran out of content very long time ago. I've just been on the air production for as long as I can really remember. But I did have fun with the scenario. I gotta say, just one of my favorite things to do in Hoi is just grind down the enemy and go from like a pretty small nation and end up goddamn huge. But I do think the Greece focus tree is okay industrial wise, because you do get just a ton of industry down here, which I never really you know, give as much credit as I think it does deserve. You do get a good amount of industry and a ton of resources. Obviously, the only downside is that you have to play the Greek focus tree, and everything else is just terrible. Like, it's absolutely horrendous. And obviously, we went into depth about the fact you can't even finish these off unless you go the one path the developer clearly wanted you to go, which is reforming Byzantium. But, you know, we've gone through this a million times. The path we went, though, I don't think was any worse or better than all the other Greek paths. They all equally suck. Hey, but in the end, I did have fun. So I gotta give it a point there to the Greek focus tree. I did have fun. I can't lie there, but do I recommend you playing the Greek focus tree? No.